attractive than a heavy praying woman. To a him when those in them been deaf.
So, welcome back. It's your girl PJ. I'm very awkward. So we're going to get through this the best way we know how. There's 4 different ways the devil attacks. So we cannot be ignorant of the devices that the devil uses. So I'm going to school y'all real quick on the way the devil attacks you and the way the devil attacks children. It's important to know how he's coming. You cannot defeat a devil that you cannot see. You cannot defeat a devil without knowing who God is. Our skill set, our wit, our charisma, our personality, things that we have accomplished is great, but it doesn't stand against the devil. So you have to know how he attacks. You have to be able to stand in how he attacks so that you can be able to birth exactly what it is that God wants to do with you. A couple of things. The devil attacks you whether if you ride with God or not. So you might as well just ride with the Lord, even if you got a little beef, you got a little drama, you're like, you know what, Lord, I want to do my own thing. You might as well ride with God being super imperfect because the devil attacks you whether if you're in your purpose or if you're not in your purpose. The extremity and the magnitude of the attack does not change just because you're like, I'm cool on that. I don't want to build a ministry. I want to be a salon owner. The devil is still going to attack you because the devil attacks on potential. He attacks how God feel about you. So I'm going to help you maneuver through the attacks of the devil. Because baby, you listening to somebody who has survived all kind of attacks. I have survived and I'm still standing in my faith and I don't back down on what the things God told me. I'm very imperfect. I do crash out here and there when things don't go my way. There's a concept in my head that God told me and I can't get it together. But overall, when he shows up, I'm either already expecting the attack, I know how he's going to attack, and I know how to get him out. So I'm going to school you because you're going to be cute with these attacks. Okay? They come. Let me tell you something. People always say, oh, the devil's under your feet. The devil's in your house. And he says he has principalities in high places, not low. So I'm going to school you. It's going to be real cute. So one thing I want you to always to remember, the devil cannot attack you. Hold on. I'm a little rusty with this. Hold on. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. The devil cannot do anything in your life unless you come into agreement with it. The devil main headquarter of attack is your mind. The standard method of attack is the mind. The devil is always coming for your mind. That is where he operates at, your mind. The reason why he comes for your mental health is what we call mental health and emotional wellness. He's coming for your mind because if he can alter how you view yourself, if he can alter how you think or try to even distort your core belief system, the devil doesn't really have to orchestrate a lot of attacks with you. You will just come into agreement with it. You'll stop resisting. So if you have attacks in your mind, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. I used to struggle with panic attacks. All of these are severe attacks. Every attack that comes from the devil, there's severity with it. So there's no different level. But the number one way he attacks you is through the mind. That's the standard way of attacking. That's number one. That's out the gate. So anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, anger, any type of emotional warfare that you cannot see. There's no tangibility with it. It's just it's in your mind, it's in your thoughts, it's in your logic. That is the devil. When you are being attacked with your mind, God said, most children and teenagers and young people, like 25 and under, most of those people are attacked with their mind because they haven't developed enough weight with God. The reason why the devil attacks with the mind, because when you haven't really developed your own identity and who God is, or you haven't built your spiritual weight up, when he attacks your mind, you're more prone to come into agreement with it because you're not really warring against the opposite of what he's saying. That's the first way he attacks you, is your mind. I'm going to tell you all the ways he attacks you, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure how long these videos are going to be, but I'm going to tell you how you can overcome the attack. But let's identify the ways the devil attack you. Now, I say this with all respect. If you ever want to know where your ranking is with God. Pay attention to the level of attack that you get. So, and I say this respectfully, all attacks are severe. I know people, I think it was just recently a beautiful beauty contestant killed herself because she was overwhelmed with the mental attacks. She kept hearing voices to kill herself and she took herself out. She came into agreement with those attacks. Those attacks are severe. And as severe as those attacks are, that is the preliminary. The attacks get more deep. The mental and the emotional wellness is always his headquarters. He's always going to try to drag you back to the main place because he can only attack you if you come into agreement. Honestly, I don't even want to call it attack. He can only, when he's messing with your mental, he's challenging you. He's putting these lies in your mind so that you can come into agreement with it. So one of the things I always tell people is think about what you're thinking about. Where are these thoughts coming from? The devil will harass you in your mind so much that he will actually convince you that those thoughts are your thoughts. You will actually start to identify with those thoughts. But I'll tell y'all how y'all can overcome that. Because I used to have severe anxiety as a child. Panic attacks, passing out on the floor, can't breathe. I want to say, I'm actually writing a book about this for children as well. I want to say the first time I felt a physical panic attack, I was 11 years old at Cross Creek. Passed out on the floor, bad anxiety, heavy breathing, can't go to sleep. These are attacks of the mind that's common that you'll see in children. If you are grown, and I say this lightly, if your only attack is mental, you need to get your spiritual weight up, because when the devil is only attacking your mind is because you haven't developed spiritual weight. So that's the preliminary. That is the standard attack. Another thing about the devil, he never leaves you alone. He's always challenging and coming up against what God said and what you're doing. So you always have to build a lifestyle of building yourself up every single day, talking to God. But I'm not going to get too deep into it. I want to just talk about the attacks. So number one, which is the standard in the headquarter, the mind. That's his first thing of attack. If you're being attacked in just your mind solely. Now he can attack you simultaneously with the super rusty with this, so just rock with me. He can attack you simultaneously. I hope I said that right. With the other things I'm about to discuss. But if your only attack is anxiety, mental health issues, and you are over the age of 25, baby, you need to build your spiritual weight up. You don't want to be weak. You don't want to be a one-dimensional Christian with God, or just the devil attacks you whether you saved or not. I forgot, let's just get that there. You can get that straight too. But if you are a believer and your only attack is your mental wellness and anxiety, you need to build your weight up with God. So that's number one. The second attack, when you have mastered your mental, your emotional wellness, you say, you know what? This is what I tell myself. I used to have severe anxiety. I said, I'm going to leave my mind at the crib. When you start making a liar out of the devil and you start dressing up, no matter how you feel, you go against the grain of what you hear, what you think, you go against your experiences, and you go against the lies of the devil. The devil sees you as a threat. You have weight with God. You're stepping out on faith. The next thing he's going to attack is your body. I personally believe believers, Christians, missionaries, nuns, pastors, and when you see a person of faith who's a pastor and they are being attacked in their physical body, every time you look up, they at the doctor, or they have a diagnosis, or every time I go to the doctor, I'm prepared for war. I went recently in May when I came back from Paris. Sometimes I get sick. And see, that's another little thing he tried to attack me with. I get sick sometimes when I travel. I had a bad cough. I went to urgent care at UNC down the street from my crib. These people were trying to do, they're like, yeah, we're going to give you some cough syrup, but, we really want to do some examinations. We see that you're taking new medication. We just want to make sure this is not a blood clot forming in your chest. Baby, give me my cough syrup. There's not no blood. Like every time I go to the doctor, it can be something minimal. They always want to keep me overnight. No. Y'all got $200 to play with today. We're not playing this. That is the attitude that I am. Anytime I get an ache, anytime I get a pain, anytime I'm not feeling well, even I go to the urgent care, because he's gunning for my health. So when you graduate from, I'm going to step out on faith. I don't care what's going on with my mind. I don't care what's going on with my logic and my reason. I'm going to trust God with everything I have. And you start making a liar out of the devil, he's coming for your health. The reason why the devil is coming for your health, because he has no grounds in your mind. When you make a liar out of the devil in your mind, the reason why he's coming to your health is because he's trying to unwind your belief system. Because if you believe God is this, God is that, if he attacks you in your body, it's like he's trying to get cheap access back in to your mind. He's losing ground. You only have to make a liar out of the devil one time. When you make a liar out of the devil, he begins to lose ground. So he starts to retaliate. So he's like, okay, I can't keep Jamie in the bed with her mind anymore. She's outsmarted me in this, but I can try to mess with her energy levels. I can attack her blood, where she has to constantly go to the doctor, get her blood levels checked. He starts to find ways to get back to your mind. And then sometimes he'll attack your body and your mind at the same time. But just know, these are the games that he play. I always say people who are attacked with their body, they're attacked with sickness, they have strong spiritual weight with God. He sees those people as a threat. The extremity of your attack is really based on how he views you and what you're going to build. So once you graduate from your mental, he's going to try to attack your body. That's the number one way another way that he attacks. But he's always trying to drag you back to your mind. So that's the second thing. I cannot believe I wrote this down. I'm so proud of myself. The third thing the devil comes for. So after you're like, devil can't have my mind, I don't care what no doctors say, I'm running with God, we about to find out what this scam about to say. I ain't taking this medication, I'd rather suffer with the Lord. When you start bossing up in your faith and you're like stunting on the devil like that, because I go out my way to piss the devil off every day. When you start writing like that, the devil is going to attack your relationships. So for me, child, I can't keep a friend to save my life. I have 2 friends. One almost has me blocked, but I have 2 friends currently. But I always say people who get close to me, they usually go through hell, because when he can't get to me, he tries to get through them, because his goal is, I'm trying to get Jamie to back off her belief system when it comes to God. Now, the good news is when you start building and graduating from each phase, and you make a liar out of the devil, the reason why he tries to come for blood for you is because God has already revealed himself to you in a deeper way. So it's harder for him to try to come for you because you know that he's lying. You've already had experience with God. So what he's coming after now is people who are close to you. So I'm not married, I'm single. So he comes after my friends. Anybody tries to get close, that's why all of my friends have to know what my purpose is. So you know that what I war with, he's going to try to come for you. He comes for my friends, he comes for my relationships, he comes for them. If you are married, so let's just say you're married, he's going to come for your husband. He's going to come for your wife. He's going to come for the person that's the closest to you. We have to realize too, our attacks are not about us. This is always him coming for God. The devil challenges every good thing that God tries to do. So one of the things, if you got your mental, you done bulldoze and got your mental, you bulldoze with your health, the next thing he's after is your spouse. And sometimes the devil will actually attack all 3 of these things at the same time. That's why you have to know the games he play. Because but you know what? I'm going to just highlight the attacks, and then I'm going to do a video where I tell you how you overcome the attacks. So after you have made a statement with your health, made a statement in your faith, that's what he's coming for. Your relationships, if you're single, and then he's coming for your spouse. So some people, you know what? Let me stay focused. That's the third way he attacks. Let's get into the fourth one. Fourth one is your children. The devil. So once you're like, you done graduated, I'm keeping my friends, I'm keeping my relationships. You fought for your friends, your relationships, you fought for your husband, you fought for your wife. He's coming after your kids. The reason why the devil is coming after your children, and it don't matter how old they are. I don't care if they're in their 50s, their 60s. He's coming for them. The reason why he's going to come after your children is because he cannot come after you. They are the next vulnerable target. The devil is weak. The devil, for anything to attack a child, is weak. The reason why he's coming after the children is because he cannot come after you. Your children typically war after things that they have nothing to do with. So I'm just going to use a PK for example, because I told my pastor homie he was having some issues, and I'm like, the devil's not attacking your child just to be attacking your child. This is your belief system of who God is. So let's just say, your parents are married over 40, 30 years. They're pastors, or maybe if they're not pastors, but they made a statement with their faith. Whatever you made a statement with your faith and you got fruit from, and this is like your statement. We all have them. My mom's statement is, the Lord is her shepherd. My statement is, I can't think of mine right now, but everybody has, mine is, I think the Lord will make it up. Everybody has like a go-to statement, a core belief system that for sure God came through for you. The devil wants you to recant that. So what he does is he's going to he attacks your children based on your testimony. So if your thing is like, oh, we believe in marriage, we believe in da-da-da-da-da, he's going to try to distort their relationships. You have to know the games that the devil is playing, because the attack is always the bait. It's not what he wants. The devil will attack you so you can lower your defenses down so he can go after what he really wants. The attack is just what he uses to go after the bigger thing. Those are the 4 ways the devil attacks. If you want to know what your weight is, you're going to graduate from each class. The devil is always working to drag you back to your mind, because if he can get you back to your mind, that's where he plays the games. So evaluate your life. If you're 45 years old and you have anxiety and you have this, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's an attack straight from the pit of hell. And there are diseases where the attack is heavy, is torment. There's no rest. There's restlessness. You're being attacked. But you need to build your weight up with God, because I'm not going to say that. So those are the 4 ways the devil attacks. We cannot be ignorant of his devices. That's how the devil is trying to stop you.